Recently I've heard about how in the news the UK government are actually in the middle of discussions about potentially stopping PIP, aka personal independence payments for people with disabilities. Now, honestly, just straight up, I want to say how stupid I think that idea is and completely unnecessary, and in fact, highly detrimental to a lot of people. But of course, I'm not just going to say that, I'm going to give you my reasons why. Now, for starters, just on a very basically common sense level, it's called personal independence payments. You can get PIP even if you're working or even if you have savings. The point is, for people with disabilities who perhaps struggle with work or with social situations, now thankfully that there is more awareness being raised about not just physical disabilities but also neurological or psychiatric disabilities, is that these payments essentially help alleviate some of the stress that those people are going through anyway in daily life. Now, if you're someone with a physical disability, you might not be able to work at all, and PIP is very important. But if you're someone with neurological disabilities or psychiatric disabilities, then you find it hard to actually interact with the world outside. And a lot of the time that can kind of put you at a disadvantage or put you a bit on the back foot if you encounter situations you're unfamiliar with, or really throw you out of your comfort zone. Because it's hard to explain, but like when you have, say, ADHD, autism, for example, because I have both, there are situations that not just throw you out of your depth. It's like you have no control over it. You will get really emotional. You might even get panicky, or you'll completely misread the situation, and then that can cause problems for you or for other people. And of course, as part of your own development, you're coming up with methods all the time. But PIP payments help take stress, especially of families who have children with disabilities or learning difficulties, because they're able to provide the support that they need for them, or it can help with living costs. And of course, currently in the UK, inflation is still a big deal, and it is absolutely unfair and unrealistic to expect people who are already struggling with keeping up with inflation and house payments and grocery payments or whatever else that they're doing, electric and gas, or school education, to then remove part of that foundation that's helping relieve some of that stress and then expect them to be okay with it. Now, I have done a little bit of research, and I haven't just heard what I've heard and then gone off that. So, and now apparently some of the discussions are based around the idea of stopping fixed payments and instead going down the route of improved mental health care or accessibility and such. Now, while that can definitely be beneficial, ultimately, by removing the payments, they are removing a base or foundation of independence, because that's exactly what it is. The personal independence payments provide a base or foundation for people who otherwise struggle with independence to have a footing, to build on it. You do not take away your foundation and then replace it with something else that, though might be helpful, isn't necessarily what they need at the time. Not everyone with neurological or physical disabilities actually have poor mental health. A lot of them, yes, but not everyone. So sometimes that's not what they need. And also, if you're unable to afford, say, travel or food or your electrics or your house savings, that's going to put a strain on your mental health anyway. And if you can't afford such things as that, then how are you expected to go about your daily life and take care of your mental health? Because you don't have that basis anymore. It's basically like when you're a child and you're learning to build with Legos for the first time. You build a foundation, and if you want to improve the structure, you build on top of that. You don't remove it and replace it with something else that you think will be beneficial. And on that note, also, if you ask me, whenever it comes to any decisions that any government makes, where they're trying to improve the care or improve the help for certain groups of people, whether you fall into the group of being foreign, or if you're in that country, or if you're jobless or you're homeless, or if you have a neurological disability or physical disability, whenever the government make decisions that are supposed to be in place to help you or to support you, personally, I think first and foremost, they should ask those people what they need. Not make the assumption from what they've heard and what they've read and what people complained about and go, so this will probably be better suited than what's already in place. Keep what's already in place, because that's already providing some form of help, and then build on that. Don't remove it and then replace it. Build on it, expand on it, make it better, make it fairer, more accessible. And it's kind of like when you have someone in government, for example, who's really rich, really well off, perhaps they have been all their life, and then they're in charge of like sorting out the costs for like basic everyday groceries in a shop. If they're really detached from the prices of, say, milk and bread, then they're not going to understand why putting up prices on simple objects like that would cause strain on everyday families, working class families, or people perhaps with a low income or minimum wage, because they don't understand what it's like to have to be that careful with their money. So that's why I think it should really also be a situation where you ask the people that your decisions are about. So in this case, if they want to help people with disabilities, and instead of completely appending something that's already there to help them, then they should ask them what they need or what support they need. And I'm pretty sure, I'm fairly confident in saying that perhaps the first thing they'll say is don't take away the PIP payments, because they need them. They're not something they're taking advantage of. There's something they genuinely need and helps them get a footing in life. Helps them with their children, helps them with their friends, their family, helps them as an individual. So that being said, I think that's all I have to say on the matter, and at the moment is a big subject to cover, and I try to keep my videos as short as possible, at least under 10 minutes. So I think that's it, and plus I have stuff to do today. But other than that, if you agree with me, then say so in the comments. If you disagree, say so in the comments. That's what it's there for. Put your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Also, for future videos about ADHD and autism, put in any questions or requests you might have. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please leave a like. Also, follow me here on TikTok or subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you're willing, then please repost the video, because again, considering this is current news, I think it's a very important thing to talk about. So, with everything that I wanted to say having been said, I will leave you now. I hope you enjoy your day wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye!